welcome. The 2015 World Cup is here, and here on Headlines today, we are bringing you the ultimate in cricket. That's right. We're asking the big question, who's going to win the World Cup? And who's going to tell us that better than the one and only Bharat Ratna Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
I don't know if I should ask you, but are you a betting man? If you were to put 100 rupees, chalo 100 rupees, which team are you going to put 100 rupees on in this World Cup?
Well, let me first clarify, I'm not a betting man.
You're not a betting man.
I
you
enjoy
don't
the game.
Okay.
And according to me, the top 4 teams that I would put them in the semis would be Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and India.
I was worried you were not going to say India for a moment.
Of course. India, as I said earlier also, the defending champions are ready to defend. So, guys, be ready.
So these are your 4 teams. Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and India. Yes. I want to start with India. Because fir bhi dil hai Hindustani. Do you believe that this team of 2015 is as good as the team which won the World Cup in 2011?
I think in 2011, the team was more balanced, I feel. We had done well. We were at that time, just before that, we went to South Africa and we almost beat them in South Africa. Before that, we became test number 1 side. And also, to look at one-day matches that we had played before that, we were in really good form.
Are we a better one-day team than a test team, you think?
We are definitely a better one-day side than a test side, only for one reason, I feel. Because in test cricket, you have to get 20 wickets to win a game. In one-day cricket, it really doesn't matter. It's all about those 50 overs, how you bowl, and then eventually we have to outbat the opposition, which I think we are capable of. We have terrific batting lineup. Bowling needs to step up a bit. So far it hasn't happened. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen in this big tournament. I am quite sure, that if the bowlers get their acts right and we start well, then they would carry that momentum into the tournament.
You made the point about outbatting the opposition. 2011, Sachin Tendulkar, Virender Sehwag, Gautam Gambhir, Yuvraj Singh, all had played more than 150 one-dayers, were all players whom the opposition in a way was frightened of. Do we have any of those players of that level barring Virat Kohli? That's the fear.
See, there are amazing players in the team. They may not have had played for 8-10 years, but the main guy I think would be Virat, Dhoni, Rohit. Ajinkya has been extremely underrated player by everyone. Guys keep talking about other players, but Ajinkya has performed well for quite some time and consistently, especially in Australia. You see all test matches he's done well. One-day series also he has chipped in here and there. I feel he would also be a key member. But we definitely have the firepower to outbat the opposition.
You have firepower. Would you play in your firepower Rohit Sharma as an opener, therefore in Australia, and Virat at number 3? Put all your firepower right at the top?
I would bat Virat number 3. I think that is where he has done well. It's a coincidence that, he's batted 4 and he's not done well. But just few days before the one-day series started, he was still batting number 4 in test cricket and batted incredibly well. It is just about how you start the tournament, and once you've started well, you will actually forget about what number you are batting. The only thing that you would go out and think about is, I have to win this game. And then, because whether you are batting number 3 or number 4, situations will continue to change. There is no one set situation as such. If you bat at 4, you are going in at 23rd over or 16th over, whatever. You could be well out in the middle in the second over. or you may not get to bat till the 40th over.
But you know, Sachin, there is one enigma from Mumbai, Rohit Sharma, holds the record now for the highest one-day score. Do you believe that this is the tournament now he has to prove himself? You cannot all the time say he's talented. Talent has to now perform on the biggest stage. And there is no bigger stage, as you know, than the World Cup. Is he going to be as critical as Ajinkya and Virat Kohli?
World Cup is the biggest stage, without any doubt. Rohit started really well in this tournament, one-day tournament last that they played in Australia. Melbourne, I thought he batted beautifully. He just needs to find a way to continue with that form, rather than, having ups and downs consistently. He's got amazing talent. He's got a lot of time to play the fastest bowlers in the world.
Have you been giving him tips? Have you given him any tips before the tournament? Have you told him how to approach the game this time? Because I feel something he needs is in the mind. That's all that he needs to conquer.
Recently, I haven't spoken, but as and when we talk cricket, we share experiences. It's not about all the time giving lectures. It's just about talking cricket, and I've done that with not just with Rohit, but many other players in the team.
Is Virat the best one-day player according to you? He's already scored 21 hundreds.
I think he is brilliant. His biggest strength is he analyzes the situation very well and also analyzes the conditions, the pitch, the surface that he's going to bat on. He picks that very quickly. And then he's sure about when he's going to collect his runs and how he's going to collect his runs.
The other players, of course, are Shikhar Dhawan, Suresh Raina, and of course, Mahendra Singh Dhoni himself. Is Mahendra Singh Dhoni the key, you think, to India's performance in this World Cup at the end of the day? Or will it require all these 6 batsmen I've named to fire? Is it about Dhoni? Because Dhoni is the most experienced and he is the one who can handle, many believe, that World Cup pressure.
Yes, I think MS is the guy because he's had the experience of competing at this level for close to now 10 years. And he's calm and he's composed. In biggest of the stages, he's calm and he's composed. And that is what you expect from a leader. A leader should not panic, which he doesn't. And, it's equally important for a captain to be in good form also, to take his team forward. Only one individual cannot make you win the trophy. You need the support of the entire team. And also, let me tell you, Shikhar has not had a great time there in Australia. But when he gets going, his game is suited for those hard and bouncy wickets.
So you would stick with him.
I think Shikhar, if he gets going early on in the tournament, he will be a key factor.
The problem is we have all these batsmen, but the bowling. The worry is that we don't have the bowlers to stop the opposition from scoring almost 300 every time. Is that the biggest concern? Should we play to our strengths, 2 spinners, 2 fast bowlers, rather than focus on 3 fast bowlers? Do you think at the end of the day, even in Australia, 2 spinners can work?
See, just because we are in Australia doesn't mean that we have to play more fast bowlers and don't look to play spinners. I would think differently. I would pick my best 5 bowlers, or rather best 4 bowlers, and the 5th bowler has to be an all-rounder because then it balances out your squad.
So you'd pick a Stuart Binney possibly at number 7?
If Stuart is bowling well up front, because 2 new balls in Australia and New Zealand, it's going to help up front the fast bowlers, where normally you would ask your opening bowler to bowl maybe 5 or 6 overs. Earlier, those 5 or 6 overs used to be actually 11 overs old ball. But now when you bowl 5 overs, it's only 5 overs. And in those conditions, the seam would continue to stay.
Because you've got 2 new balls.
Period. Of course.
You've got 2 new balls. But I'm just wondering, would you be ready to pick Jadeja and Akshar Patel for India in the same side, both left-arm spinners?
Again here, I would, out of the 3 spinners that we have, I would pick the top 2 spinners. Whoever is bowling well gets to play.
Whoever is bowling well gets to play. Okay. You didn't answer my big question though. Is this team as good as the 2011 team?
Well, I mean, I wasn't part of that.
You're being diplomatic. Is
so-
this team, is this, because in the 2011 team, I got a sense that that team was ready to win the World Cup. Is this team ready to win the World Cup, or is it only a challenger this time?
See, nobody goes all the way to Australia, or nobody enters a cricket field not to win. They are very much there to win. Let the tournament start. You know, in 2003, I remember, we were in New Zealand just before we went to South Africa. And it wasn't a great tour for us. But gradually, as the tournament progressed, we started producing good cricket. And we started playing together as a team.
So this is good enough? This team is good enough to win the World Cup?
I am sure this team is really, really good. See, as I said earlier in the show, that it's up to the team to get to top four. And then it is, you know, anybody's day, because then you need basically 2 good days to be called as a champion.
Okay, you need 2 good days. Maybe Sachin Tendulkar should join the Indian team for the knockouts, right? Australian team at the moment. And in Australia.
I think they are playing amazing.
Are they the
cricket.
favorites?
I would put Australia and South Africa right up there.
As the favorites?
And New Zealand's very close to them. I think New Zealand is another underrated team, but they are a strong side. They have a decent bowling attack, and they all can bat.
And they're also playing in New Zealand. Will that make a difference? New Zealand playing in New Zealand, are they a better team when they play at home? They know their conditions?
They're definitely a better side when they play at home. And that is the case with most of the sides in the world. You know, barring maybe 1 or 2 sides. Like, I think South Africa is an exception there. So is Australia. New Zealand, to talk about their balance, I think it's incredibly balanced. They have amazing batting lineup, some hard-hitting batsmen, and some very clever batsmen like Williamson. I think he's going to be one of the top players of the tournament. I believe in the recent past he's batted really well. His batting is not like Ross Taylor's batting or Brendan McCullum, where at times they humiliate you on the field, you know. But someone like Kane Williamson is going to continue to, you know, stab you where you can't stitch your back, and you continue to bleed consistently. And it's a slow but certain death. And those players, when they are in form, they play consistently well throughout the tournament, and the rest of the guys will come and do their job around them.
He could be the Martin Crowe. What Martin Crowe was in 92 for New Zealand, you're saying Williamson could be in 2015. And Sachin, there's also one New Zealand fast bowler who's impressed you, I'm told, a new young fast bowler from New Zealand.
Yeah, I was watching Adam Milne, and I think he's one talent which I feel if New Zealand play him, then he would surprise few guys, because I feel he's got the bounce and pace.
Bit like Shane Bond, bit like a new Shane Bond.
Very much like, and he looked a bit nippy off the surface. In those conditions, if they can get him to come in those middle overs and pick wickets, just like Dale Steyn and Mitchell Johnson, I would put him in that league, but not obviously the same caliber.
Sure.
But a younger version of that.
Sachin Tendulkar is giving us a big news point. Watch out for New Zealand in this World Cup. The other team, of course, as I started, was Australia. Do you believe the Australians this time have come much more prepared? They have firepower. You mentioned the word firepower. When you have David Warner, when you have a Steve Smith, when you have a Finch, when you have a Faulkner, Mitchell Marsh, lot of big hitters, Maxwell. You've seen some of them in the IPL. These are dangerous hitters in the Australian team.
Yeah, Australia, they've always been a terrific side. But this time, I believe that they're playing good cricket. It's also to do with current form. And the current form suggests that, you know, they are playing terrific cricket and producing good results. You know, one thing is to play good cricket, and sometimes the results don't go your way. It's disheartening. But when you're playing good cricket and results are going your way, then even from those tough situations, you invariably go out and win those games.
Would I be right in saying that sometimes when I see David Warner, he seems like a left-handed Virender Sehwag? And you know, he seems to hit, you know, he seems to also scare the bowlers like Sehwag used to. People are scared of bowling to David Warner.
They have some amazing batters in the side. David Warner would be one of the key batters in their team because it is also to do with giving good starts and then consistently producing good starts. Well, with Warner, something that I've noticed in the recent past is he's prepared to take a back seat. If he's not feeling comfortable, he's prepared to pick a single and go at the non-striker's end and wait for his time to come, which is a dangerous sign. You know, when the batsman is
So he's
prepared to do
matured.
that.
So he has matured. And Maxwell, I see Maxwell can play a shot that even Sachin Tendulkar cannot. I have never seen you play a reverse sweep or what do they call it? Some kind of a shot where he's able to hit over point for six, change his grip and hit over point for six, switch hit, they call it.
See, I got to spend some time with Maxwell, with Mumbai Indians. And not just his technique, but his temperament is also different. He's aggressive and it's evident that he's not going to back off.
And Steve Smith?
If there is a challenge, Maxwell is going to take you on. And that makes him dangerous because, you know, especially for the slower bowlers, with this new rule of 5 fielders in the circle, if somebody starts playing reverse sweep and starts playing that consistently, he can give a lot of trouble to any spinner.
But the man who's had this terrific run, Steve Smith, how good is he? Is he the next great Australian batsman?
Well, 4 months ago, nobody would have said that Steve Smith is going to perform so well in Test cricket. One-day cricket and T20, he was always a dangerous player, especially T20 so. But Test cricket also, he's shown tremendous temperament and leadership qualities. That makes him a strong contender to be one of the top players of the World Cup. He's energetic, he's vibrant, and his energy is infectious. And then the way he led Australian team in the Test series and also played well in the one-day series is something that one needs to take notice of.
In fact, it's interesting because their captain Michael Clarke may not be fit for much of the tournament. So Steve Smith becomes a crucial player. I mean, George Bailey is not in great form. So Steve Smith could well end up the tournament as the captain of Australia, not just as their main player. So it's an interesting team that the Australians have. You put New Zealand as your dark outsiders. You're saying Australia has the firepower this time. What about my favorite team? In the sense that the team that if I was a betting man, I might be willing to put some money on this time, which is South Africa. Would you agree that this time South Africa's time may have come? They have the best fast bowler, many believe, in the world, in Steyn, and possibly, I don't know if you agree, the best one-day batsman in the world in De Villiers.
Yes, I mean I mean Dale Steyn, without any doubt, the best fast bowler in the world. AB de Villiers is definitely right up there, as good as any player who's.
No, let me be more specific. Virat Kohli or AB de Villiers, who, if you in this World Cup had to choose who is the best one-day player before the tournament starts as a batsman, who is that? Who, according to you, is today's number one one-day batsman in the world?
It's going to be a difficult choice because they both play different roles for their teams. AB de Villiers at times is also going lower down the order and playing all sorts of shots which you know, nobody can play. I mean, hitting someone like you know, Dale Steyn, you know, for a
Reverse sweeping him for six.
Sweep 6, normal sweep, and then going reverse sweep. I don't think there is any batsman in the world who can do that. And the way Virat has performed consistently for now last 3-4 years, I think it's been incredible. And to see both do so well is fantastic. But I'm more concerned about India. Let me be upfront here, and that is what matters to me.